Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome, Zija Nation, to this edition of Saturday Morning New Distributor Training. My name is Fred Holmes. I'm an independent distributor, and I authorize this message. We're going to have a good time today, folks. If you were on early before we launched the call, you got a chance to watch me warming up for the meeting. Gonna go through a lot of things today, and let's do a real quick welcome to all of you that are joining us this morning, and then those of you that maybe are watching on the video replay. It'll be posted to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Fred Holmes Zija, youtube.com/Fred Holmes Zija. So welcome to all of you. I see, oh man, I'm gonna have to be in my, my best behavior today. We got several of the top people in Zija. I see Pat Anderson. I see Reed Nelson. Man, Amy McKent. Oh, geez, we got a who's who going on here. Welcome to all of you. In particular, welcome to those of you that are brand new distributors, because this is really for you. As a brand new distributor, we want to, demonstrate our commitment to your support in accomplishing your goals, your aspirations, your dreams with your Zija business. And so we're excited to have you part of our natural health revolution. I'm going to go through a couple of quick things, and I'm going to get into what I want to discuss this morning. New distributor training on Saturday mornings, we don't cover the same thing every single time. That would be kind of, I don't want to say a waste of time, but it would certainly not be the most efficient and effective use of the time that we get to spend together on Saturday mornings. What we do for new distributor training is we launch from our basic new distributor training that has been archived. It's on the internet. I'll give you the address in a moment. And I encourage you to partake in that 30-minute training. The new distributor training video is really a compilation of things that I was taught over 30 years ago. It's the foundation of what allowed me to be able to go from being a cross-country truck driver in my early 30s to be able to build a full-time income in this profession in network marketing, and to be able to go on and create a lifestyle, not just an income, but a lifestyle that afforded me the ability to do the things that were the most important things to me, which was caring for my family. And some of you know that story, and if you don't, I encourage you, watch my diamond video. You'll get to know a little bit more about who I am, but not because it's me, but because it's the story of so many people that have gotten involved in this profession and have found a way to create a life that they actually love. And I was able to retire in 10 years. In my mid-40s, I was retired already. And I want you to think about this. Most people spend, 40 or 50 years to get to retirement age. They're too tired, too old, and too broke to enjoy the time that they have. And I accelerated that because of this profession in network marketing. And the key to that was the new distributor training. 30 minutes of your time to learn the fundamentals of what it takes to build a successful business in our, in our industry. I'm going to encourage you to go to youtube.com/Fred Holmes Zija. That's my YouTube channel. We post all of our videos there. Our Thursday night Biz Talks presentation, Saturday morning new distributor trainings, our once a period, once a month team meeting is all posted there. But you'll find a link that says playlists. And that tab, when you click on playlist, you'll find 4 little videos. The first one is the new distributor training. I encourage you to review that and review it a few times. There's a lot of information in there. And then there's 3 other little videos. They're about 10 minutes apiece, so another 30 minutes, if you will. And those additional 3 videos, they comprise what I would call the fast start training. How to launch your business, how to get off to a fast start, how to build your story, a 90-day game plan, the kinds of things that it took me a long time to learn these things and then to be able to teach it to others. Now you have the advantage of being able to, well, it's what Jim Rohn called two kinds of learnings, okay? There's personal experience, or called PE. Personal experience is the best because our own personal experiences are what develops us and grows us. The problem is, if you want to learn everything, it takes a lifetime. Now, there's another kind of learning. It's called OPE, other people's experience. That's called speed learning, and that's a clue. So I encourage you to go youtube.com/Fred Holmes Zija, look for playlists, watch the new distributor training. If you get that new distributor training underneath your belt, you will greatly benefit from each Saturday morning joining us here. Myself and a number of other team leaders participate in this program, and it's important to be able to get the perspective of many different people. Now, today, I want to cover a couple of things about this particular time of the year. We're at, I believe, 52 or 54 days left in the year. This can be, leading up into the holidays, the Thanksgiving holiday, the Christmas holiday. These can be the most exciting and productive days of the multi-level calendar, if you know what to do. And I'm going to share that with you here. I'm going to take a few minutes and I'm going to cover some important points, and then I want to open up to question and answer, and we'll fill out the balance of this time, with questions and answers. Whether you're on, your computer, or if you're on your phone using the Zoom app, you will find a little chat box. For those of you that are new to Zoom, if you're on your cell phone, you have to tap the screen to make the bottom icon show up, but you'll see chat. And I encourage you to put a few questions in there. This is probably the most important part of any training, is not so much just the training, but rather the individual responses to your particular questions. So I encourage you to grab your journal. Hopefully you'll have something like this to be jotting down your notes. I've been doing this for 30, where are we at here? This is 2018, 33, going on 34 years now. I've been accumulating knowledge and information in the industry from here. Yes, in case for those of you that are trying to do the math and you heard that I've been in the industry. I used to be a truck driver. That was almost 4 years ago. I started driving trucks when I was 12. Just in case you're trying to do the math. And no, seriously, I'm a really old guy. But you know what? Because of Zija, I don't feel like a really old guy. I feel like a really young guy. So go ahead, grab your journal. I started to say the next 52 days, they can be the most productive and effective days in the multi-level calendar for a couple of reasons. This is the time frame that you will be reconnecting with people that you have not had an opportunity to speak with for a very long time, and in an environment where you're going to be communicating. Whether it be, Christmas parties, whether it be, communicating, Christmas cards going out, seeing people on the streets as you're doing your shopping, guests over for Thanksgiving dinner, or you going someplace else for Thanksgiving dinner. People are going to be communicating with you. They're going to be catching up with you. This is a very good time to reach out to people that you may have been feeling like, I'm having a hard time figuring out how to call up my friend from, where we used to live a couple of years ago, or people I used to work with, old friends from school or what have you. See, this gives you a reason to connect with people. And trust me, people will be excited that you thought about them. Now, what's important is to leverage the relationship. Don't call up a friend and say, hey, happy Thanksgiving. I want to recruit you to my business or sell you my product. Come on. How would you respond if somebody did that to you? But our business is all about relationships. Now, I'm going to give you a really key phrase for when you're talking with people. Now, the environment could be Thanksgiving dinner. The environment could be a phone call you made to somebody. Hey, just thinking about you. It's been a few years since we connected. How you doing? How's the family? You know, hoping you're going to be around your loved ones during Thanksgiving, whatever the conversation is. And people are going to naturally want to know about you. Now, I'm going to give you a phrase. You should write this down. When people are asking about you, how are things going with you? What's new in your life? Use this phrase. I have a really great story to tell you. Would you like to hear it? I have a really great story to tell you. Would you like to hear it? See, you're getting permission from people to hear your story. And it's so important right now, especially at this time of the year. If you haven't done so, you need to develop your story. That's one of the those 3 additional 10-minute videos that are part of the new distributor training playlist series is specifically how do you develop a story. Now, in that particular video, that 10-minute video, I talk about the elements of an effective story. What's important for you to do right now is to have your story already available to you to share. Now, if you're brand new, that story could be, you know, hey, I've got a great story to tell you. Would you like to hear it? Well, sure. What's your story? You know, I've lost 12 pounds in the last 3 weeks. And I feel better than I've felt since we were in high school. Maybe you're talking to an old high school friend. What a compelling story. Tell me that they're not, you know, how could they not want to know more? And when people are asking you for information, that's when you're going to be the most effective at sharing our products or sharing our opportunity. I've got a great story to tell. Would you like to hear it? Sure. What's up with you? I started a home-based business. Really? Yes. Me and the missus, we've between the two of us, we've lost 18 pounds in the last, 23 days or whatever the story is. By the way, those specific numbers make the story even more real when you can be that specific. And so we decided to start a business, and in our very first week, we made $113 in our spare time. Wow. Tell me about it. See, so many of you think you got to wait until you look like this. Folks, I was telling the Zija story and how well I was doing in the gym when I was 20 and 30 pounds heavier than I am now, and I didn't look nearly as good as I do now. And between me and you guys, I look really good now, right? But no, seriously, the story you have is the story you have. You don't have to wait until you've made $1 million with Zija, because I'm going to tell you right now, the most compelling story is the person that made $57, $113, $212 in their first week. It's imperative that you have a good story to tell. For those of you that are on my email list, my team email list, you'll notice the tagline that I've had for years is something that Jim Rohn said. First, have a good story to tell. How do you get a good story to tell? You create the story. Get on your Zija products, focus on your diet, take a walk around the block, get a little exercise, and get your story going. You don't have to lose 500 pounds or whatever you need to lose. That's a little bit over the top. You don't have to lose all the weight that your goal is to have a compelling story. Okay, but to have a compelling story, you have to create it. I made $113.78 my first week. How do you do that? You create the story. Share your products with enough people so that you can get 2 of them to try the products for a month. Get their GQ bonus. You create the stories. What Jim Rohn said is, number 1, have a good story to tell. Number 2, learn how to tell the story well. And that's what we're talking about this morning. And then number 3, you just have to have the faith that if you tell a good story often enough, it'll eventually fall on good ears. You know, every single one of you who's been able to start a Zija business and develop an organization, and now you're starting to see the benefits of residual income. And again, you don't have to have, you know, $10,000 a week of residual income. If after a period of time, every week you can count on $100, $200, $500 from Zija coming because you've got enough consumers in your organization, they're reordering their products every month, that's now become your residual income. That's an incredibly compelling story. Imagine how many people out there would like to know, no matter what they do, they've got $300 coming this week from Zija, over and above the money that they have to work hard for every day. What a powerful story. And so your story, number one, you got to create the story. And how do you create the story? Real simple. If you're using if it's your personal, you know, weight loss, health, you know, physical improvement story, you know, health related story, use the products. When? Every single day. How? Any way you can. What products should you use? Whatever products you have. How much product should I use? As much as you can afford to use. I had a conversation, actually it was with Brandon and Monica Cooper prior to our Biz Talks this last week. And by the way, folks, if you missed that broadcast, you need to go to my YouTube channel and look for the Biz Talks broadcast from the November, what was it, 8th, okay? Monica and Brandon Cooper have such a powerful story. We were talking, you know, in advance of that, you know, just kind of getting a little get together before, a couple days before we did the meeting. And we were talking about the different products, and they noticed I was drinking some Zija. How much do you use? And so I started to tell them, you could see their eyes were going like this, like, really? You use that much Zija product? Yes. Why do I use so much Zija product? I can. That's the part of the objective, is to put yourself in a position where you can use as much of the Zija products and as many of the Zija products as you desire. So what's the key to getting good product results? Use the products, do it consistently, and don't stop. Every single person who has used our Zija products consistently and have persisted over a prolonged period of time have had tremendous results. Business, same kind of thing. How do you develop your business story? Share the product, share the opportunity, teach others to do the same. Those three elements are straight out of New Distributor Training, the archive video. If you do that consistently, share the products, share the opportunity, teach others to do the same, it's inevitable that some of the people that you share the product with will buy your product, and you'll receive a commission. It's inevitable that some of the people that you share the opportunity with will join the business, and you'll be able to teach them how to share the product, share the opportunity, teach others to do the same, and they will start to develop income. They will start to develop customers and distributors. How do I know that this is inevitable? I believe it, one, because I've done it, two, because I've seen so many other people do it. It makes absolutely no difference what your circumstances are, what your previous background is, what your, you know, contact base is, your skill set, your capacity to, you know, handle technology or public speaking. Makes no difference, because all of those obstacles, all of those challenges, there are many others who've had all of them and other challenges, and they've been able to succeed. And here's the key. You want to write this in your notes. It's an acronym. The acronym is Sinaloa. S-I-N-A-L-O-A. Sinaloa. Now, Sinaloa is a state in Mexico, in central Mexico, but it is an acronym for this phrase: safety in numbers, law of averages. Safety in numbers, law of averages. This is the beauty of our profession. If you can find the right company with the experience, corporate team that we have in Zija. If you find a company with the right kinds of products, science-based, highly effective, they really work. And if you can find a company in particular that's at the beginning of a major growth curve, then that Sinaloa safety numbers law of averages, it is inevitable that you will create success. You have to understand that this has never been about particular personalities, particular skill sets. Our top income earners, not all of them, okay, not all of them. Some of our top income earners, I'm going to tell you, they're pretty special, okay? But so many of our top income earners, people like myself, people like David Moses, we came to this profession with absolutely nothing that would indicate that we would have success. And what was our secret? What was our superpower? We relied on that principle of Sinaloa. Safety in numbers, law of averages. Law of averages is if you, for instance, if you talk to 10 people about your product, maybe you'll get one customer, okay? In the beginning, my law of averages was pretty bad, okay? Because I wasn't that good at this. I got better the more I did it. Here's the key. If you don't keep doing it, you can't keep getting better, okay? That's just the way it is. If you're no good at hitting a golf ball, you're not going to get better if you don't hit golf balls. If you aren't good at hitting a golf ball and you hit 1,000,000 golf balls, this is what I'm going to guarantee you. You're going to be a lot better golfer, okay? Pardon me, it's a little distraction. It's inevitable if you continue to do the deal. Now, law of averages, whatever it is, let's say your law of averages, you talk to 10 people, you get one customer. Want to know how to get 2 customers? Talk to 20 people. It's as simple as that. Now, the safety in numbers is talk to enough people to get the results you need. In the early days of my entry into this, into this industry, and this was many years ago, I had to talk to a lot of people because my law of averages wasn't very good. What separated me from all the other people that started when I did, back in the mid 80s, and they did not retire in 10 years, is I kept talking to people. Write this in your notes. Consistency of effort and persistency will overcome all obstacles. You don't have to believe it in the beginning, but if you do it, you will achieve it. Okay? And that's why, from my perspective, one of the most important things that you can bring to the table that'll ensure your success is not your skill set, not your contact base, not your previous success, but your burning, white hot desire to succeed. When you have a company like Zija, and I'm not saying this applies to all other companies out there, because I've seen a lot of companies come and go, okay? And that's kind of a sad statement about the profession of network marketing. Most companies don't stick around very long. But when you find that rare, literally, 1 in 10,000 companies, maybe 1 in 100,000 companies that have ever started network marketing will ever be a Zija. When you find that rare company, here's what you need to understand. You will succeed so long as you don't stop. And that's the reason I'm with Zija. That's why when I retired from the profession many years ago, I stayed out of the industry. Not because I didn't love the industry. I love network marketing. I can't imagine doing anything other than network marketing. It wasn't because, I was disillusioned. I didn't believe I'd find that in my lifetime I'd find a Zija. And it's why I came out of retirement for Zija International, is because it created the platform that any person can succeed. Any person of average intelligence, but an above average desire, okay? Anybody with average background, but above average desire to provide for themselves, for their family, for their loved ones, for the things that they care about. So this is the best time of the year in network marketing. You're going to be naturally engaged with people that you haven't seen for a very long period of time. It provides an environment where you can reach out to people without, with a very good reason. You don't have to be that person. Hey, Jim, haven't talked to you in 20 years because I haven't had anything good to say, but I thought I'd just give you a call today because I got something good to say. Actually, that's a pretty good line. You could use that one. But you see what I'm saying? The holidays represent a golden opportunity to reach out to be involved with, to be communicating with people that you really won't have a good reason to see for the next 10 months. So don't lose this opportunity of the holidays thinking that, well, people don't want to buy, people don't want to join or whatever during this time. The final ingredient to this is that everything you do over the next 52 days will be setting up momentum for the beginning of the year. Critical ingredient to success in our business is momentum. You will find the highest level of productivity, of volume creation occurs in that first 3 or 4 months of the calendar year. It has nothing to do with the first 3 or 4 months of the calendar year. It has everything to do with the psychology, the mindset of people as we close the books on 2018, open the books for 2019. People are in a mindset that I am going to change my life this year. I'm going to get in better health. I'm going to lose weight. I'm going to make more money. I'm not going to live in 2019 the way I did in 2018. It's all psychology. Here's the problem. While that's the greatest time to be involved, it takes, in our type of profession, it takes 30, 60, 90 days of consistent daily method of operation to create momentum in your business. Once you create that momentum, your business will kind of take on a life of its own. I mean, you look in your back office and go, man, my volume went up again today. Geez, it's gone up since this morning. It's gone up since an hour ago. The momentum will start to kind of, breed on itself. It's going to take on a life of its own. But it takes time to create, to establish that momentum. If you use the next 50 days, the best time to communicate with people, to establish momentum going into the beginning of the year, then you will be able to capitalize on that first 3 to 4 months, that first 12 to 16 weeks of the year, where it's the greatest productivity time in the network marketing calendar, because you will go into that period of time already in momentum. So I hope that has been helpful to you. Again, go to the YouTube channel, Fred Holmes, youtube.com/Fred Holmes Zija. Look up go watch Brandon and Monica Cooper's Biz Talks from this past Thursday. Look for the playlist, review the new distributor training. You will have an outline it's the same outline I used to retire from the industry after 10 years. It's the same outline, the same activities that I used to build a business in Zija from home, part-time, that is literally eclipsed the income that I earned in the first 10 years in my multi-level career. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pop over here to the chat. We'll use the final. I've got about 15 minutes here. I do want to make a quick note. We'll be taking a break here in about 15 minutes. I'm going to come back right at the top of the hour for our once a period first Saturday of the period team meeting. Right at the top of the hour, we'll launch it. I'm going to spend some time. I'm going to go over some of the highlights from the Diamond Club call. I'm going to have a couple of leaders joining me. We've got a lot of things happening. This is our time once a month or, once every 4 weeks at the beginning of the period to kind of regroup, make sure our information is in the field for everybody, and we can, as an organization, focus in a singular direction and take advantage of everything that's being offered to us through Zija Corporate and the various team leaders. So yeah, what I will do here is I will pause. You can stay online if you want. You can come back using the same video link, and right at the top of the hour, we'll start our team meeting. So let me go through this real quick, see if I can pull out any questions. What do we got here? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Let's see. She's your new favorite. Oh, yeah, Danielle's, I guess you to reference Ariana Grande. Yeah, like Ariana Grande. Let's see here. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I love this. Oh, yeah, Candace, you like that, Candace? I got to tell you, success leaves clues. Candace Smiley, she has picked up a few different things. I mean, she actually kind of, it's a little bit humbling because some of the things that I've taken for granted over the years, she's picked up and has recognized the significance of those. I remember one time that she was part of doing one of these trainings, and she trained a little bit on that line of, well, I don't know about that. All I know is, and share a story. Pay attention to Candace. Candace, I think, is doing our Saturday morning training. I think next Saturday. I don't have my calendar in front of me, so I don't know. But you will greatly benefit from listening to Candace doing the Saturday morning trainings as well. Hey, Pat, Laura Lee, good to see you. Yes, Lorene, 60-second story. Have your 60-second story handy. And whether that's your product story, your income story, remember, folks, it's your story. Number one, focus on creating a good story. Number two, learn how to tell it well. And then if you share a good story often enough, it'll eventually fall on good ears. Let's see, getting gear in your mind to facilitate change in others. Burning desire, be you, be real. You know, can I please review DMO and the importance? Yes, I'll do that right now, Lorene. Folks, here's something that's really important. Everybody, and I can't tell you how often I've been saying, Fred, what would you say to so-and-so? And I might, respond to that question. Here's what's important to understand. You don't want to use my words. Okay, don't use my words. Use the concept. Okay, but don't necessarily use my words. In the beginning, we all contact people that we know, okay? Understand there's a reason for it. It's not because your closest friends and family are going to be the people that you're looking for. In most cases, they're not. Something I've found really doesn't make any difference what your personal level of success is the day you start Zija. In most cases, the people that get involved in an enterprise like Zija are already more, in the areas that make the difference, are already more successful than their closest friends and family. I mean, that's very common. As a cross-country truck driver, years and years and years ago, I was already, more successful than most of my closest friends and family. I'm not saying that some of them didn't have good jobs. What I'm saying is I already had the mindset that I was going to succeed. I was going to find a way to provide for my son. You're at the top of the list of your best friends. I mean, I'm just going to share the story with you. I was the guy my buddies would call on Sunday night to bail them out of the drunk tank, okay? Not because I had a ton of money, but I had a credit card that still had available balance on it. I had a credit card. And so when it came to, if they didn't get out of jail and get to work on Monday, then they weren't going to have, a wife, a girlfriend, or a job, okay? You're the top of the pecking order when you're the guy that your buddies call from the drunk tank. So the people that start a Zija business already tend to be higher in terms of the characteristics that create success, willing to work, willing to learn, burning desire to succeed, than their closest friends and family. they're not necessarily the ones that you're looking for, okay? But we start there because that's the easy ones. We get to practice. And so be yourself. Use your own words. Use these concepts that we share, but use your own words. Be yourself. 3 things that have been, that when I learned these 3 things, I'm not saying I've mastered them, okay? But I try every single day to aspire to master these things. Honesty, integrity, and authenticity. Honesty, that's doing the right thing. Integrity, that's doing the right thing when nobody's paying attention to you. And authenticity is be you, be real. And, you know, I'm not going to say everybody in the world likes me, but everybody in the world, for the most part, recognizes I am who I am, okay? And you're going to get a lot farther in life with honesty, integrity, and authenticity. Lorraine asked to review DMO. Daily method of operation, I'm going to encourage you to go to last Saturday's new distributor training. That would have been the 2nd of the month, because I actually did go into daily method of operation in more detail there. So go back to that, pull it up on the YouTube channel. It's posted there. Here's the essence of it. If you plan your day the night before and be specific about the activities that will benefit your business, that will take you in the direction you want to go, and you calendar those activities before you go to bed, schedule when you're going to call Mary Lou and talk to her about the product. When are you going to call, you know, Sally and talk to her about the home-based business opportunity? You know, when you plan to spend your 30 minutes a day in personal development or skill sets development. When are you, you know, for tomorrow, schedule the night before those activities. Then get up in the morning and follow your game plan. If you do that, that is the singular thing that I'm going to tell you separates the people that tried and the people that succeeded, because they got into a daily method of operation. Work your Zija business like it's a job. You already know when you go to bed what time you have to be up to get ready to go to work. You know what time you have to be at your job. You know what you're going to be doing at your job. If you work your Zija business like it's a job, here's what I'm going to guarantee you. If you do it consistently over a prolonged period of time, you have the potential of being one of those people that so many others, including myself, when I first got in the industry, going, oh, wow, if I could be a diamond, how wonderful would that make my life? You can do that because every single one of the diamonds did the things that we're talking about. They shared the product, they shared the opportunity, they taught others to do the same, they did it on a daily basis, and they were consistent over a prolonged period of time. Thank you, Lorraine. Let's see, how about this? For the person who feels like they have had quite a few false starts. Oh, Candace, Smiley, I think that's Candace. All I got is Candace here. What do you do with the person that's started and then kind of stopped and started again and started again and started again and started again? This is real simple. Start over again, but make this today. You can build your business and relaunch your business anytime you want. The power of creating a story is you can create a new story every single day. The first 3 years that I was in Zija, I put more energy into my business than the last 7 years combined, because it's what it took to create the momentum necessary to have a multi-million-dollar Zija business. And every 90 days, I started over again as if it was day one in my business. And I built another 90-day story and another 90-day story and another 90-day story. And here's your story. Maybe you've been in the business 2 years. Maybe you've been trying to build. Be honest with yourself. Did you follow a daily method of operation? Did you do it every single day? Were you consistent at the end of the day, tracking your numbers, you know, evaluating how good a job you did in your business that day? Because If you did over the last 2 years, you've got a successful story. Chances are you didn't if you don't have that story. So here's the mindset. Okay, start today. Calendar your events. Follow your schedule tomorrow. Celebrate or fix in the evening. Do it again and again and again. In 90 days, you're going to have results. And then here's your story. I've been using the Zija products for 2 years now. And this has happened to me, and this is what's happened to my wife or my husband or my girlfriend or my children or my mom or whatever, share the stories of the products. And in the last 90 days, since I attended a Saturday morning new distributor training, let me tell you what's happened in my business. And you can evaporate 2 years of not following the system, of not being consistent, of not taking your Zija business as serious as the business needs to be taken. You can evaporate those 2 years and relaunch your business 90 days ago. Let me tell you what's happened in the last 90 days since I got to learn the simple system. Okay? And the natural question after that is, can you tell me the system? Because I'd like to have your results. Thank you, Candace. Let's see here. How about this? What do you recommend people say when they ask people, what do you do when engaging people in conversation over home? What do you do? What? Now you're starting to see a little bit about my special child attributes. Reading is not one of the things that I'm really good at, but I keep trying. Maybe if I just make it bigger, it'll be easier. Let's see. What do you recommend when people say, what do you recommend people say when people ask, what do you do when engaging people in conversations over the holidays that people haven't seen? Okay, I think I got that one, Christine. Thanks very much. Doesn't make any difference. Okay? Doesn't make any difference. When people ask me, what do you do? I go, I have an international marketing company. Okay? It doesn't make any difference what you say. What's important is whatever you say causes the people to ask more questions. Okay? I'm sharing the concept of Life Unlimited. Really? What's that? How do you make money about that? I've got products that people are begging for and they don't even know where to get them. I help people that don't own their own home create ongoing monthly residual income to buy their home. I help retire. And who would you be talking to? I help retired folks add an extra $2,000 to $3,000 a month to their retirement plan. I would say that to somebody that looked either retired or on the verge of retirement. Young couple, especially if I figure they don't own their home, I'd be talking about that. It really doesn't make any difference what you say you do, so long as you don't answer the question, but what you say will prompt people to want to learn more. Okay, you're not being evasive, you're not trying to be secretive. What you're doing is you're creating conversation. I don't think that was the answer you were looking for, Christine, but I hope that helped. I am. Yes, see you next Saturday. Oh, very good. Candace Smiley, next Saturday. I just checked my calendar. Let's see. Whatever will inspire questions. Exactly right. Let's see, Christine. Thank you. All the time people got up on the point. I get that all the time. and our people get, thank you, Christine. And you can tell leaders, because they're not asking questions they don't have the answer to. They're asking questions that the other people need the answers to. Okay, folks, and we've hit the allotted time I have. We're going to take a little break here for about 10 minutes. We're going to come back right at the top of the hour. We'll go through the first Saturday of the period T meeting. Got a lot of stuff to share with you folks, a lot of stuff. So I hope you take a little break like I'm going to take, then come on back. Here's probably my parting thought. I wish there was a way that you could see through my eyes, that you could have my frame of reference as to what's happening with Zija International. And I'm going to comment a little about this here when we get to our team meeting. I've been around this profession for a very long time. Remember, I started when I was 4. I've seen lots and lots of companies come and go. I've seen lots of companies' products. I joined Zija International because of its potential to be, one of those great 2 or 3 companies in this profession. I joined Zija International knowing that there was a maturation process. Just like, when I had my first grandbaby, some of you know that's part of my Zija story. I was already retired, had been for some time, and I got to be a stay-at-home grandpa and raise my first grandson. And, playing, grab the finger when he was an infant, playing, peekaboo. I knew there'd be a time when we could go out to the park together and we could experience, feeding the ducks at the lake and having conversations as he got older. And, I envisioned all the potential fun and experiences that I could have with my grandson, even though he was an infant, and the best we could do was play grab the finger and peekaboo, disappear, peekaboo. Okay, because I knew what was inevitable, that he would grow, mature, start to communicate verbally, start to have his own opinions, his own perspective on things. And when I joined Zija International, it was in its infancy. And I was acutely aware that it was going to take a prolonged period of time for it to mature, both in terms of our product development, in terms of the maturation process of our corporate team, our technology, our compensation plan, all those things. It was inevitable that those things were going to need to take place. For those of you with teenagers, just like it's inevitable they're going to move forward and then they'll move back a little ways, and then they'll learn from that and they'll move forward. All of that was inevitable. What I realized is that Zija International would eventually get to a point in time where all the pieces would come together and we would be prepared for not only significant growth, but have the foundation corporately, infrastructure, technology, compensation, field leadership, to take that next growth curve and build it on a foundation that would cause it to constantly and continually grow beyond that. Folks, that's where we are today. Talk to any one of the field leaders that's been around for a while, that has some tenure with Zija, they're sensing it too. This is the time to engage. 2, 3, 4 years from now, it'll be a lot easier to do Zija, but you will not have taken advantage of being in before the masses. So with that, let's go ahead and take a little break. I know you all want to hear more Ariana Grande, so I'll put a little background music on for you, and we'll be back right at the top of the hour. Thanks for joining us. I hope this has been helpful to you. We'll see you in 10 minutes. All right. Let's see here.